Welcome back, guys. For this video I wanted to do a line progression test, or line pregnancy test, line progression. I did look at a few of these when I was trying to conceive myself just to get an idea of what to expect, and obviously when starting the journey I thought, well, I'll just buy, like a 4-pack of first response pregnancy tests and a 4-pack of clear blue tests. And the clear blue came with 2 blue dye tests and 2 digital tests. Now, I don't really prefer the digital tests. I like the line tests, but if you don't know, inside the digital tests there is a line strip, so you can look at that as well. And then I also bought a few Dollar Tree tests because although they're not as sensitive as, say, first response, and I would never suggest taking one before your missed period, after you miss your period, they do usually show a line, and you can use them to kind of see whether or not the line is getting darker. So obviously I didn't expect to get pregnant my first try, but I did. So obviously as soon as I saw that positive line, I was like, well, this is probably going to be my last baby. I'm not going to hang on to all these pregnancy tests, so I might as well use them. And for me, it was fun to see the line getting darker, as well as comforting because you know that your body's increasing the HCG hormone, which means that everything is going well with the embryo and everything's kind of in place to have a healthy pregnancy, from at least as far as you can tell from a pregnancy test. So I'll go ahead and show you guys. I know a lot of you were saying that you were really squinting your eyes to see that fine line. So as you know, I took a pregnancy test at 5 a.m. of the morning of 9 DPO, and it was basically non-existent. But after the test dried, like now, you can actually see the line quite well. So I'll show you. So this was the very first test that I took, and as you can see a line now. Now, they don't suggest that you read the test after the window of time because you can get a false positive, but in this case obviously it was not a false positive. At the time I could barely see it. I could definitely not get it on camera, but now that it's dry you can clearly see it. And then at 9:45, so I went back to sleep, I woke up a few hours later and I took another test, and this one is even darker than the one before it. So obviously what I was experiencing that night, the cramping I had, must have been like implantation bleeding, because it was getting, my hormone levels were increasing quite a bit. And then here that night I took another one. Now this was like undoubtedly positive. You could see it in the video as well. I know that I kind of didn't hold it up in the video long enough to see it, but right after I took this, it was immediately obviously positive. Now I did take a clear blue at 9 DPO, and like right now it looks negative. At the time it was positive, so I didn't even bother getting it out. But then I did take one the next morning in the video, and as you can see, it is definitely positive. Then I took, at 10 DPO, I took a clear blue digital test, and it was pregnant. And then I opened it up. If you don't know, you can pop these guys open right here, and inside there is basically just a line test. So I'm assuming that it somehow has a mechanism in here that just reads this line. These are definitely more sensitive than these ones, because this line is the same day as this one, and as you can see it's quite a bit darker. And so these are probably equivalent to the first response. And then the following day I took another digital, which was also pregnant, and as you can see this one is considerably darker than the day before. And then these ones are from the Dollar Tree. Again, I wouldn't suggest taking these until you miss your period. So this one's 10 DPO, and there is a line, but it's super faint. And 11, same thing, it's almost just about as faint as the day before. See, you can see it. And then I think I waited a couple of days, I want to say, like, so this is probably around 13 DPO, and that's definitely positive. And then this is probably 14 or 15. And then once I got here and missed my period, this was probably a day after my missed period, you know, I was pretty comfortable knowing that, I mean, obviously I didn't doubt my pregnancy with these as well, but just that, you know, things were progressing, the line was getting darker, so I didn't take any after this. so that's all, and hopefully that's helpful to anyone else that's kind of confused as to whether or not their line is positive. My advice from these is do whatever makes you feel good, I guess, and also definitely get the first response pregnancy test, because these were the quickest, or they gave me a positive result sooner than any of the other tests, and were clearer and easier to read than any of the other tests. If you don't like reading the line, then get the clear blue digital. These were definitely stronger than the clear blue regular line tests, which I don't recommend these. I didn't really like it, but each to their own. And I guess that's all for this video. Have a good day.